Hello, welcome to Z Explains BG. We are commentating the, I guess, semifinals of my club's weekly tournament that we have for the local players here. I just lost in round one in a nail biter against David Cornwitz, and I guess now it's David against Barry, and then the other match is another David Lippy versus Douglas. Actually, we could watch that one. Also, I'm actually curious. David, it's funny actually. David Lippy was actually. I saw him at like the Boston Open. He was actually. Someone. He was a fraternity brother from college actually. Like I was a freshman when he was a senior, and like I heard the name, like, oh, David Lippy is playing this person or something, and I look around and I see him. He's playing a friend of mine. It's like, oh yeah, I remember. I hadn't seen him since my freshman year at college, probably, or maybe at a reunion since then. But yeah, it's been a long time, and it's like I introduced myself to him and said, we used to go to college together, and he's like, oh, okay. I don't know if he recognized me. I look very different than I did in college, but I kind of recognized him, believe it or not. Um, like he looked very much. I mean, he didn't obviously. He's aged 25 years or whatever. Um, more than that now, but yeah, he still sort of had the same. I don't know, same je ne sais quoi about him or something. Like if I saw him on the streets, he might have looked familiar to me, maybe. Anyways, so this looks like this match is not getting started. But let's see, we can take a quick look at Barry and David. Okay, so it looks like this is a 7 point match. Barry's on the top, David's on the bottom. Why don't we give it the old flippity flip and put Barry on the bottom, David on the top. Okay, Barry's up 2-zip and doing well in the match. Well in this game. Obviously very well in the match, excuse me. All right, a little unclear here what to do. I mean, better than this would be to make the 5. You think he just played that a little too quickly. It's between making the 5 and making the 21. I mean, probably make the 5 there. But yeah, I think he just played it too quickly and overlooked it. Here, this is not clear to me what to do. Hitting looks a little funny, but I mean, you're leaving a shot no matter what you're doing. I don't know. This structure looks kind of bad to me. Maybe you just run all the way from the front guy. I'm not. This could be right. This could be the right idea because you're kind of getting hit anyways. This is the most upside on the misses, but it also looks like it's more dangerous. Does kind of work though. Yeah, I want to take a good look at that one. Score maybe argues we're playing a little more conservatively. All right, yeah, I agree with no double here. Okay, so this probably does some decent stuff. And there's something better. You can make the 3 point, I think, with two of them, and then find something good to do with the other two. The whole play might be like 23-3 or something. Yeah, I think so. I think that's what he did. So this is good 4 duplication here. Boy, he's gonna get punished for probably what was the right play there. There's maybe slightly safer stuff, but I like the 3 point being locked up, and I like the 4 duplication. And then David, the cube's still in the middle, so David should be doubling the dances here if he does this. But yeah, obviously there's other stuff. I mean, probably you lock up the 4 points. Just lock up just awesome structure on the home front. Not leave any direct shots on your side of the board at least. Very few hit chances for black. He does get one of them. It's probably better to play 8-6 rather than 20-18. Oh, black on roll now. Yeah. Not clear on what's going on here. Quick double, quick take. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I want to take a good look at that one. The guy seemed to do it quickly, so maybe they had a good handle on it. But I would have needed to take my time there for sure, on both sides maybe. It looked like black had a pretty powerful position for sure, but of course he's up 2-zip in a gammonish position, so that sort of argues for being a little conservative with the cube. This looks reasonable. Get some decent flexibility. This looks good in my mind. Okay. Okay, I mean, David might be hitting next turn, so there's some argument for making the 8-point, but it's pretty remote. So David does something more flexible. I see. This does block 6s for another roll, which is nice. I'm sure I would end up doing this, though. Even though the distribution is all screwed up. Ooh. Yeah, this would have played safe the other way. Wrong for David. Okay, this is a shot again. So that's 2. Okay, he rips the other 2. Safer long term to clear the 6, I would assume. In fact, it takes away 3-1 as a hit number. So probably want to do the safer thing there against this awesome white structure. And then David, I mean, even in entry here, I think David should be doubling due to the redoubling due to the score. Like they just double huge pass at this score. I think. Yeah, that's weird not to double that. I mean, he's got 4 off, and he doesn't have that much trouble making a 6 prime. Does he forget black has a checker off and he's kind of playing on, or he's like hoping black enters and makes a bad take? Can that be what he's thinking? Okay, no, I think he's just kind of forgetting about it. Yeah, that was a little. I mean, it wasn't a big error because I think he still gets a Cuban when white enters. So, I mean, you could, if you think it's a pass when the guy enters, which I'm not saying it is, but if you think that, I mean, maybe you can kind of screw around there a little bit. Maybe? And then hope he makes a bad take when he enters, but it's not clearly, I wouldn't say it's clearly a pass when he enters, though. His take points, like 26, I think. Something like that. Yeah, so actually, if he entered right away, it would be a take, I think. Maybe not after White got all the builders in the zone, though, in his O field. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, looks like Barry got this little blitz going, and could reasonably cube this with his advantage, but he holds off. Rolls kind of a bad number, although 15 to 9, 4 to 3 looks kind of right to me. You know, you're leaving a bunch of shots anyways, so you get extra, you get kind of big upside on the misses, especially the dances. I think this is like a similar number of shots, right? And it's sort of good to put the checker on the 4-point to use. Yes, there's probably something better there. Well, I did kind of get away with this. My play would have worked better. Okay, 4-2. Okay, I like making the 5-point with the deuce, I think. And then I'm not sure about splitting versus 15 to 11. But splitting is pretty exposed everywhere. Yeah, not seeing another viable option other than making the 5. You know, it seems like a pretty solid upgrade to go from the 7 to the 5 here. One because it is the 5, right? And 2 because you got the 1-point made. So the 7 and the 1 don't go well together. The 7 is more of a blocking point than an attacking point. And so with the 1-point made, you want to be thinking more attack than block. So okay, so it looks like Barry did come around to my idea there. Okay, so let's see, 4 to 2, 24 to 23 maybe here. Try to do everything when you have the stronger board. Okay, Barry, that looks like a good play. Does not work. And then, I mean, White is maybe even winning, but he can't double from the roof, I don't think. Well, he's gonna way overshoot his market here some of the time. Like on a dance, he's too good. Oh, 2-4, Jesus. On this, he's too good. Um, let's see if David plays on here. It's not a triple shot. Even when he misses, Black has all this stuff back there. So yeah, that is a good play on. I think he rolled a dud though. Woof. I wonder if Black can actually get back in the game with a good number here now. So he goes like 11-5, 11-8, 11-8, I guess. Yeah, just like this. I don't know. Is he back in the game now? If he plays this, well. So let's see what's gonna happen. I would still double as white here. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think he should cube that. Maybe his double take even. I don't know. I definitely would have doubled with a huge positional edge and the nice threats of hitting in the outfield or making the 3 points. Very very diverse. You know, 6 is hit on the outfield. Other numbers make the 3 points. Ugh. Ugh. Gross. No, Black looks like he's winning. All right, so the 3-6 pops out. Okay, this looks reasonable. Getting both backmen going. And then, okay, now he cubes. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, he's winning. Yeah, no, I would not give this up. But maybe the double's okay. Because, you know, you can make the 3-point or hit in the outfield or something. It sort of seems like the double's more the question with this bad white structure and that third guy on the ace point. It's pretty gammonish though. Yeah, I was gonna say I might have held off there. Yeah, Black structure is relatively sound, you know. I mean, he always has this deuce. He always has like something resembling a deuce point game, even when things go really badly. Yeah, I think this is not good enough now. Okay, 3-1 for David. Okay, so he's okay, reasonable. There was a safe play there, but David's play obviously tries for more. A Black on roll. Okay, yeah, he's got too much. I guess I had too much work to do to cube that with the 4 checkers back. Now, maybe this is a different story. It's a little bit of a weird score to double that one, like a lot of your wins are gammons, though. It was a little unclear on the take pass though. So I probably would be doubling this stuff and give the question to my opponents. See if he pulls the trigger here. No, okay. If he sees it, he can make a 5-point board with 2 up on the roof. Yeah, I think he's not considering the right idea. Like he can play 6-2 squared here, but 2 guys on the roof against a 5-point board. That's pretty awesome. But yeah, I think he didn't consider it. This is the easy play to overlook until you get like used to like looking for that stuff when you roll doubles. It's almost like it's got to be like in the back of your head when you roll doubles that you can like do stuff like that. Like I used to overlook it, and then I don't think I've overlooked a play like that in years. Just because I got it in my head that it's like kind of always a candidate. Okay, yeah, I probably would go the other way. This is safer a little bit. And gets more shots on the dances, say. Can he jump with the last one? He can. Wow, David cleaned this up somehow. Might have took some missed cubes to get there, though. David may rip with impunity now. And nothing else. Yeah, 12-6. Yeah, this is good technique. You probably want to split the back checkers in some fashion just to give yourself more options. Like keep all the checkers on different points to give yourself more options in the future. So that's probably a good play by Barry there. You could also play the 6 in the outfield. Okay, well, yeah, you can actually put 2 guys on this. This is what I would do. Yeah, you can put everyone on the 6 point. I mean, this is what I would do. But not really a reason to do anything else, maybe. And then yeah, the last one. You do need to play the last one, so you can get double 3s to bear off. So you got 3s, 4s, 5s, and 6s here if he does this. And obviously you can't get 2s because you're not going to get the checker in and have 2 more pips with double 2s. So best you can do is 3s. Like in other words, if you have more than 6 outside pips to get the guy into the 6 points, you can't get double 2s there. All right, so Barry gets a 2-1. Okay, 6-4. I like this duplicating 1s and 3s. Like it might be better. It's probably better not to hit here. Actually, make the 11 and the 5. Rather than leave kind of a double shot and leave blots everywhere. You get two good assets out of it, rather than doing like the sort of cheesy hit in the outfield. Yeah, so that was better. 11 and 5 was better there. Okay, this looks reasonable. Hitting looks decent with the stronger board anyways. All right, so let's see. It's 5 away, 1 away Crawford. So gammas don't help Barry at the score very much. So you should play mostly like you would a double match point. And then David can take some chances here. Like I would probably hit here maybe. Just avoid getting attacked. If you get another guy sent back, you get to make you often get to make an anchor somewhere, and maybe get another guy hit later and make a second anchor, rather than let Black attack. Oh, it could hit in the outfield also. Yeah, this would be a tough play for me. I probably would hit in the outfield though. Keep the prime intact. Okay, goes with the attack. It's punished for it. Might have been the right play though. Okay, I would lock up a second anchor here as Barry. Then you can kind of play with abandon if you have 2 anchors. Now we just do this. Blocks the 5-3 nicely, although it is quite productive. 5-3. Problem is he doesn't have good timing for this back game. This is okay. I mean, I don't know how this compares to like moving the back man 24 to 21, maybe getting some flexibility, maybe upgrading the anchor later, not having 2 blots in the board. Okay, so here I would cover with the 3 and then do some split with the 4. Yeah, like Barry did. Yeah, just he doesn't have the timing to play this deep back game. So wisely, he just sort of tries for a different plan. Yeah, not clear here. There's all sorts of plays. It's sort of good to keep the guy back on the 24 though, if you can. Yeah, there's a million plays here. One idea I was sort of looking at was making the 18. So something like 22 to 18, 20 to 18. 13 to 11, maybe leaving the blot on the midpoint, not worrying about getting hits, but keeping the guy all the way back. Anyways, Barry does get a lucky hit. I would play 11 to 8 here to get the direct cover, not worry too much about being blitzed with a 1-point board. Okay, thought this covered for a second. It does cover the 8-point, which is probably a good thing. Although the problem is, if you want to make your 8, you got to put both checkers there. I don't know. It could have been better to leave things spread out, but I'm not sure. The 8 points definitely has some value, especially when white rolls a 2 right away. All right, he should be hitting here with this 4-point board. Good. Yep, good play. All right, the backmen still don't move, surprisingly. Roll an even number. There you go. It took two odd numbers to make an even number, but he got it. Okay, great shot by David. So the 5 looks like it's 16 to 11, and then you got a choice on the 6. It might have been better actually to pop out with the 6. Really put pressure on White's position where you outboard him 5-1. Yeah, that was probably better actually. And get the backmen going more while you're up in the race. Keep everything connected so White can't hit very safely unless he rolls a joker. Also, Black could roll another 5-3 here. Yeah, I probably would have played the 4 in the outfield, although it would have been a lot. It would have been quite a few shots, 9s and 11s or something. Alrighty, so David does have a safe play available. Get the score. You could try 8 to 4, 6 to 5 if you wanted, but probably not right. Leaving a double shot. It's great when it works though. You know, might have been worth a look. Probably is wrong. That looks like David's plan is not working either. Four one from here. Nah, I don't know. Okay. Three two. Okay. I think he maybe should play 5-4 here. Although he's thinking he could just get a checker on the 4 point this turn, or not. Oh, I see what he's thinking. He's so far down in the race that sort of maximizing when he rolls double 6 a few times. Yeah, I guess that's as good as anything down this much. Oh, there he goes. 2 6 6 2 1. Can you get back in it? Maybe. Good. He's dead. All right, so it's going to be 3 to 6. So 4 away, a 1 away post Crawford. So Barry must double right away or make an error. And then actually you don't want to slot here because he's going to double, and then White's only going to take if he hits. So even though it's a little gammon go-ish after double take, you want to make the more conservative play, because I don't know if I'm explaining it well, but if you play like Barry did, you slot and you get the main benefit of slotting is you get away with it is great for you, right? You make this really powerful position right away. The problem is at the score you don't get to play your powerful position. It's just going to go double pass, So that's why you want to play conservatively there. Okay, so 2-2. Okay, this looks kind of reasonable. I'd definitely make the 20 with 2 of them. Then there might have been. It's possible there's something better with the other 2. Because it's not a huge upgrade from the 9 to the 7 there. So you can play 13 to 11 square. That might have been better, or 20 to 18 squared also was a play. Alrighty, I'm not sure what the original position was here. Okay, looks like they're taking a little break. Maybe we can take a look at the other semifinal. We got David and Dougie, and then David's not doing too well. All right, so it's like it is a similar score to what we were just looking at. It's a Crawford game, and David needs an odd number of points So he doesn't. David doesn't really benefit from winning a gammon here very much. Okay, this looks like a good play. You could also, I think you could also play 13-7 there. But actually, at the score, maybe David's play is technically correct. Where you hit and play some productive 6. Alrighty, I would come in and hit something. Okay, goes with 6-4 because it's a little safer, and the distribution is a little better. All right, 6-1. Yeah, there's enough reason to hit here, I think. And then, oh yes, unduplicate a number by playing the ace, though. I don't think you make the 7 though, and just let White do whatever he wants. So even though White's very diverse here, I do like this play. Okay, so he gets to hit, but he's got to give up. He's got to give up this outfield point to do it. Okay, there's no. Oh, there is a hit option here, but no better to make the 4 like David did. Good. Ooh, 5. This actually makes the 5, I think. It does. Dougie does see it. And now I'm not too sure about this, but the score maybe makes the hit sort of reasonable. Like you get gammon more, but of course it doesn't matter if you get gammon when the other guy just needs a point. And the 4 is just surely bad this way. Like I would play 13-9 before 8-4, but I think at the score I think I would actually end up doing what David did. If gammon's hurt me, then I'd be a little scared to do it. It does sort of seem to be working a little bit. David's making a little progress. Okay, so 1-5. This looks a little suspicious to me. Probably would have played 13-8 before 6-1 there. Oh, he's thinking about 6-2-1. Okay, he's probably not going to do it because he's got a million men back. There's all sorts of plays here. 13-9, 23-22 is a play. Maybe 13-9, 8-7 is a play. This is a play. Alrighty. Yeah, I mean, I probably would end up hitting here also, but making the 22 is a real play. Yeah, he's giving White a shot here, though. Yeah, I would send another man back. Like, I mean, part of the reason why you wouldn't want to, part of the reason why you'd want to make the anchor is so you don't get attacked later. But with White having like a million men back, there's so much danger of being attacked here. So I think I would play it just like this. I think. All right, this does hit. This does hit. I would hit again. This does hit. Jesus, these guys don't miss. 3-1. Okay, yeah, this looks correct. Yeah, I like the 5. Yeah, the 2's at least okay. You can hit twice there, which might be a play, but it's pretty hard to cover. And obviously, you prefer the 3. You can make the 3-point. That's a tremendous position. And then I do. This is third best, I think, actually, versus 13-7 or 24-18. This is not a viable winning game plan. The other ones, at least, you jump out of the 18. If he hits there, maybe you can hit back, or maybe if he doesn't hit there, you can make that point. Or you can go the other way, play 13-7, get another guy hit maybe, and then get a second anchor that way. Play that sort of game. But 8-2, I don't think makes any sense. Okay. Rare miss for Dougie. This looks correct, though. Okay, it makes the 11 point nicely. Or the 16. Yeah, what about the 16? I mean, you're well down in the race, but you do make this sort of outfield presence. it's gonna help you long term. Like that's better backfield structure than he has already. But of course he has to forego making the 11 to do it. You know, to do the sort of questionable thing of giving up the anchor, you know, the innerboard anchor to make an outfield point. So maybe David had the right idea there. I wouldn't totally be sure though. Okay, yeah, now splitting off the anchors I think is way too dangerous. Although it does, if you run all the way, it does duplicate fours, but down in the race this much, I would just I'd find something else to clear the 13 here. Yes, I mean it's not great, but you get some flexibility for the future. Yeah, I don't like this as much. I'd rather give up the 13 than the 8, and I don't want 2 blots in my board. All right, yeah, hitting looks a little optimistic, so I would do this and then play 24 to 23. And maybe this might be a bit much, even at the score. Oh, it does seem to be working. Gets to cover the 3, and then at the score you could try 23 to 18, but it's still pretty. It's pretty dangerous. So 11 to 6 might be more like it. But I don't know. Maybe this wins more. Wouldn't be shocked. Oh, great shots. And he gets to solid up in the backfield there. Very nice. All right, a6, 5. So it looks like offhand, it looks like 23 to 17, 11 to 6, duplicating 5s everywhere. Yeah, this is actually, I mean, in terms of, I mean, it's an extra, it's one less blot, but in terms of nominal shots, this is actually more shots. Yeah, this is just 1 5 5 5, and he does get the spare checker to a better spot. Oh, we can make the 10 here. Maybe it's a good time to do it while white has the blot. You know, like how do you play like 10 to 2 and like, I guess white has to make some concession often first. Maybe that's what David was thinking there. Like, okay, so black, it's very hard for black to play productively here. But he might be hitting now. You know, black has to give up something. I'm sorry, white has to give up something, and then black might have an easier time home because you know, he hits a lucky shot. That's probably what David was thinking there. All right, good shot by both players, I guess. I mean, this is going to be pretty hard to bring home, but I'm not seeing anything better offhand. What do you play? You play 8 to 6 squared and then played like the 2 behind him. Yeah, I don't know. This might be a good play. More flexible than 4 to 2. Of course, it does give white some license to run off one of these anchors. Like, now I can do this relatively safely, whereas if David kept his board, white would have to think twice about doing this. All right, so he's got a reasonable hit play here. Maybe it's unnecessary at the score. It does help him bring it home when he gets away with it, though. Like, this is still very hard to bring this home. And you could, yeah, not sure about that. But I guess black is not really forced to hit. Oh, great shot by black here. Oh, don't do this. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is the right play. No, sorry. I thought the 11 point could be cleared safely. I don't know, like 11 to 8, 11 to 6 or something. That's a 5-3. Okay, so he rolls a ball. He rolls a blot leaving number. Dougie can actually make the 2 point here if he sees it, which he looks like he's missing it. Oh, no, he saw, oh, I make the 8 points. So wait, is there something better here? Oh my God, what a shot that was. David's play was probably right though, because it's an extra 6 shots versus like playing 6 to 1 or whatever. But it's like much better when missed. And is better when hits. So it might have been worth the extra shots. It's not entirely clear. It kind of depends on White's position though. Like if White's really at the end of his rope and White has to give something up next turn, which I don't think was the case, then maybe you make the safer play there. Yeah, tough stuff though. And I think I would have ended up playing it like David did. And then Dougie just rolled by far his best. 4-1. Yeah, I think he played it correctly. Because White has all this time to play with over here. In fact, his board's going to get better in a turn or two. Huh. And then you do the other one and the black. So black might have to leave a double shot actually with some of his sixes. Yes, that was a good play by David. We can take a quick look though, to be sure. That looked like a well played match. Yeah, they played in the 4s and 5s. Did I load the match? I think I did. We got David on the bottom. And we'll take a look at the finals also. It'll be 9-point finals. I just want to look at some of the decisions from this last game. Okay, so this is the final game. Yeah, the 6-2, I remember for money it's close. So for money you hit with the 2 and then it's close between 24 to 18, 13 to 7. I can't remember which the computer prefers. At the score though, maybe you play for an anchor more rather than like bring the builder in, bring the builder in for the blitz because 13 to 7 is going to win more gammons because you're attacking more. But like I said, he needs an odd number of points to win. It's the Crawford game, so you can play a little gammon. You can play a little gammon. You can play a little double match pointish. I'm a little surprised to see this being a play. Is this like I didn't think this was a play for money, but apparently it's okay. Huh. Let me just look at what it is for money. Can that be right? I wonder if that's right at like gammon save or something. It does lose the least number of gammons. Can I save this match? 6-2 for money. Yes, it's close between, it hits and there's close between splitting and bringing the guy down, but it does like splitting. There is some 4 duplication if you split, right? Because fours hit off the 21 and the 7 point if you split. Like so, see that 4 here and 4 here. And then, oh, this is pretty close also. So it is, I guess it is right at gammon save. No, perversely it likes yeah, it says gammon save. Perversely it likes 13 to 7, 6 to 4 gammon save, going for this more blitzy position. Yeah, it says it loses fewer gammons to do that. I don't understand that. This is the play that loses the least number of gammons, really? Because you don't get blitzed, I guess. You have your anchor. I don't know. That surprises me. That'd be a cool play to make, though. Yeah, gammon save. You blitz with the 6-2 here. Yes, this is 1 away, 2 away Crawford, where the black is 1 away, and so gammons are extremely valuable for white, and they don't matter for black. Like black doesn't benefit from winning a gammon here, and somehow it likes this crazy. It likes the blitz play. That's weird. That surprises me. Yeah, this is a good quiz. Ask someone that, like gammon save. I'm sorry, gammon save. What do you do with the 6-2 there? I don't think many people are doing the attack play unless they've seen it before, you know. Oh, sorry, this is game one. I want to look at game four. I was like, none of this looks familiar. All right, 5-2 is okay. The left computer likes 8-6 a little better. 6-1, yeah, 6-1 you hit, good. Yeah, hitting back looks good. Okay, lock up the points. 2-4, yeah, 2-4. Yeah, David did find the right play here at the score. It wins. Yeah, once again, perversely, it's the play that loses the least number of gammons to give up the anchor to hit according to according to these numbers here, which are sort of at the score number. So maybe they're not that reliable. Yeah, but it looks like it's gonna like hitting for money also here. Like I probably would have played 13-9. I guess that just gives white all the options in the world to attack or anchor or escape or hit on the outfield. So I guess the idea is there's nothing other than 18-14 that's productive. That's arguably productive. Yeah, I don't like 6-1 here. Anti-positional 4-1. Yeah, there's a million plays here. Well, I wouldn't know what to do. Even 6-2-1 is probably not that bad. Oh, it does. Bar 20. Oh, 13-12. Yeah, I didn't see this either. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a nice play. Hitting in the outfield and stacking the heavy 13 point and getting to the edge of the prime. I mean, you sort of gain more in the race if you hit this guy. But the problem is, like, that's the badly placed checker for white. This is a well-placed checker for white, if it doesn't get hits. So you see, rip away the well-placed checker at a time when you're unstacking the heavy 13 point and coming in where you want to come in, Yeah, somehow I didn't see this. Good. Okay, your hitting's okay here. There's probably some other stuff that's viable. Oh yeah, I don't like this 6. Yeah, it's just not, I don't know. It's just not a good game plan, leaving 4 guys back here. So even though these plays are unlikely to work, you try something at this score where you don't mind if you up the gammons a little bit. But actually, again, 8-2 loses the most gammons, according to the computer at this score. Oh yeah, okay, it's close here apparently. Yeah, two sort of viable game plans, right? You can do this, sort of have this like long-term asset in the outfield, but of course you're giving up the innerboard anchor, so you might get attacked, and then you don't have this juice point game later. Or I don't know, make the 11 looks okay too. Does some good stuff, keeps the anchor in case of an accident later. Yeah, 2-2, all sorts of stuff. 5-2. Okay, yeah, David's play is good. Yeah, I'm surprised by this. I thought David's play would be like a big error actually. To give up the 8 point like this and leave 2 blots on the board, rather than this like comfortable looking flexible position. Yeah, the computers. It's true. This is a lot more flexible, and it's nice having the 8 point, and it's nice not having 2 blots in the board. All that's true, I think. But yeah, the computer is just valuing the midpoint a lot more than the 8 point here. Yes, a good play by David here. I don't know. And keeps long-term pressure on the midpoint. It's more of a bridge to these back checkers. Still, this still looks quite wrong to me, even after seeing the eval. Okay, 11-10, 6-2. Yeah, this is a bit much. That's sort of a viable game plan if you just do the other one. Okay, goes for it here. I thought this might be a bit much too, but no, the computer likes David's play at the score. 2-6, 3-2, 6-5. Yeah, it looks like it's two blots, but you're duping fives everywhere. So it's just 1-5-5-5, and the spare ends up in a good spot, as opposed to David's play, which the spare is in a bad spot, 1-6-5-6, and a little bit inflexible back there. Again, I'd expect that to be more of an error than it is, though. All right, good play here, getting the back checker going. Although the other idea of playing a little tidier makes sense too. 1-1. 18-10 is correct here. Yeah. I mean, you don't want to do this. You don't want to give up the anchor. Give him 17 shots at a time when White's a little bit at the end of his rope. It's just that 10-2 is just too ugly, I guess. It's just too hard to play next turn. And I don't know, these builders aren't really going anywhere. I think White should probably be keeping that 24-point anchor a lot. So I don't know, you do this, you get missed, now you have some flexibility over here. And your hits are probably going to be worth a little more. But, I don't know, David makes it work. Okay. Yeah, this is slightly better just because I think White, after David's play, which would normally be the right idea, White does get to sort of safely run off one of these anchors on it if he rolls like a 6 or like a big 5 or something. So if White had a little bit more flexibility, I think David's play would be correct. Like if it was, I don't know, if it was like this. Now White's not eager to give up one of the anchors next turn a lot, so I think maybe you do make the flexible play here, although it's probably pretty close. Yeah, it's pretty close. But actually the computer still likes keeping solid. And then the roof caves in somehow. Okay, 18-12 was good play by Dougie. 4-3 hitting isn't crazy because when it works you get home easier, but it's too many shots, which David correctly ascertained. Yeah, it's two blots also, so you get hit, you're kind of dead. Get hit and then you dance, you're kind of dead, I should say. 13 shots. So it's trying to do too much. Makes sense if Gamma's counted though. Well, I should say if Gammons only count for black, it makes sense. Because you lose more Gammons too. Okay, yeah, good play. It's the only play. Yeah, good play here as we figured out. Leaving the extra shots, but much closer to home when missed. And then Dougie rolls the 6-6 and does not overlook the right play. All right, well, let's take a look at the finals. Barry versus Dougie. Let's put this is Dougie's just oh no, Barry's kicking. But I was gonna say, I expected Dougie's been winning all of the tournaments, so I don't know. I sort of expected Dougie. I saw it was 8-0, and I was like, oh, Dougie's gonna win again. But no, Barry's up 8-zip. Oh, he's losing this one. On the 2-2 is like a pretty good shot, which this is. I think actually you go the other way and hope that black cracks with a lot of his numbers. Even like a 3-2 cracks, Now I don't know. I mean, it's the same game plan is sort of viable. But you still have a really good block if you do this. So I kind of see what Barry was thinking there. Instinctually, I would do this. Keeps the spares in the better spots anyways. Yeah, once again, this is a little duplicated. I don't know. Barry seems to be having a lot of these tough decisions. Okay, so it goes with the pointing play as opposed to running 23 to 12. Interesting. I mean, black is right on the verge of cracking there, so I don't know. Yeah, white's still very stuck if he took because he took this blitzing play. No, you don't do this. Yeah, I don't understand with this. I got punished. Yeah, why not keep the you bring the outfield checker and keep the solid, keep the longer prime, right? So when black enters, he's still behind a 5 prime. When you do what Barry did, and then black enters, he's only behind a 4 prime. Unless was black on the 24 point though when Barry rolled the 1-1? No, he didn't need to do that. Yeah, he could just play 8 to 4 here. Yeah, that was weird. Ooh, 2-2. Although Dougie's still doing okay here with 6 checkers off and 2 open points for white. Okay, he's keeping 6-6 blocked. I guess that makes sense. This does not make sense. Yeah, she could probably just 3-1 with the 2 and then gotten better outfield control. Yeah, he played that too quickly, I think. Anyway, so Dougie is going to take this one 8-1. He's going to be 8-1. So even away Crawford. So Dougie does need to double right away. Essentially always. Essentially always. Good. And this is a correct take because he is winning. And then he's got the choice here, but I would make a bunch of assets. Probably maybe 10 squared, 3 squared actually. Unstack the heavy points. Let's leave 6 on the mid, which I kind of don't like. Although maybe this wins the most gammons because it makes 2 inner board points for when this hitting later. It's possible Barry had a point there, but I would have made the 10 and the 3, I think. Just because of the distributional arguments. Only 6 guys on the mid. Oh, good shot here. If he makes the 2, good. 6-3 plays conveniently to the 6 if he likes. I mean, he could leave 2 blots in the outfield also for better building power. Fair number of shots though. Yeah, not sure how this compares to bringing 2 guys down. Well, maybe he had an opportunity to do it. Well, black had the blot. Leaves black very diverse though. Because 6s don't do much on black side of the board. Anyways, Barry is making this work. Yeah, I think I would play it like this also. Not give black any hit options, or only very few hit options. All right, so now he's got to maybe give him some more. Like I think the right play is 13-6 here, rather than kill the checker like this. This is going to cause. I think this is causing like too many long-term problems, and it's not good for winning a gammon. So I probably would have paid the extra shots and extra blots there. Well, black's board isn't too good. I actually could play 9-8 here and cut down on the shots by 1. Because you're leaving 4-4 as opposed to 4-5, right? Ooh, 3-1, nice shots. Don't overlook making the 4, good. Yeah, this should be right. And then 6-5, I guess. Looks pretty shoddy, including this. Although this was a shot the other way too. But this is a good play, which he gets punished for. And then Dougie, I think I'd play 8 to 7 here because you kind of need that point. Although it does you do lose some more gammons. 6 shots, 6 extra shots. Yeah, actually I don't know about that one. 8 to 7 is definitely a candidate there though. Because okay, it's the best way to make the 7 point. You kind of need the 7, right? Or you need another point to make a 5 prime. In fact, Dickie sort of concentrated on making like the inner board points when I would have been more concentrated on making the 7. But it seems to be working. Okay, so Barry does have a checker off, which is nice. No gammon. Yeah, 13 to 10 looks okay. It's diverse because threes make the 6 prime. The threes are among the numbers that don't jump in the backfield. Perfect. Can he get out? He can. And if he rolls a deuce, he should play 3 to 2. Yeah, I'll probably end up doing this also. If Gammon's helped, if White didn't have a checker off, then I think you stay back and then hope White rolls like a 1-3 or something, and then you get some shots. 1-3, 1-4, 1-2. You get some shots of the second checker, but getting the second checker here doesn't seem super important. It's nice. It'd be nice. You want to close out 2 and not, as opposed to closing out 1. But closing out 1 is typically just good enough here. Yeah, I guess I would do this also. And then you could screw around a little bit, but you might roll 4-4 here, or even like 6-5 is a little ugly, so it would have been pretty reasonable to close out White the turn before. Like there was some awkward stuff there. And again, picking up another checker doesn't seem super important. It was not. All right, so it's going to be 8-3 now. So another even away Crawford score. So Dougie, once again, should and will double right away. And Barry should generally take if he's winning and pass if he's losing. Okay, good play here. This does win more than bringing your checker down. This should just go double take. It's possible the computer passes if it's 2-away, 1-away Crawford, but I'm not sure about that. But even if it does, it would take at this score because you saved the free drop for a later game. So even if you're losing by a little bit, generally you're taking. And it's not a very gammonish. Also relevant, it's not a very gammonish opener. It's not an opener where you like lose a lot of gammons, I think. I think Dougie would love to win 4 here. Alrighty, I guess I would do this also. Well, hitting has some merit. Duplicating threes. I think I just play simply 18 to 15. That looks like an improvement in the position of that checker. All right, so Dougie should enter with the 4 and then play 20 to 15, I think. Just like this. He might get to make a third anchor at some point. Although not with this roll. Yeah, very nice. Okay, so Barry wants to pin Dougie to a 1-5 game, which tends to be a very bad game. So it's conceivable he could enter with the 1 hit with the 5 there. Obviously, Forgo's a pretty good anchor though, so I don't blame Barry for doing what he did. Okay, so Dougie does get to upgrade to this 3-5 game, which could be a quite viable game plan. I probably would have played out to the 16. But one thing I don't like about this, what Barry did, putting checkers on like the 7 and 8 points like this, you kind of want those checkers alive for making like the 9 and 10 points to block black position. So in a sense, even putting them like on the 8, 7, and 6 points. It kind of kills the checkers in a way. When like you're just when black is a million men back and you're mostly thinking about blocking. Now black actually ended up rolling a big double and switching game plans, but typically black's going to roll like not so huge and hang back and play this 3-5 game where you really want to constrain black by making those outfield points. Okay, so 3-2 here. It's a pretty bad number, but this is the best you can do, I believe. 1-6. Okay, plays fluidly and safely. Guess Barry's looking for an 8. make the 12. He gets it. 6-6. Okay, yeah, make the 10 for sure. The last one's quite bad. Yeah, I wonder how this compares to giving up the 10 to make the 4 point, you know. But two of them look to be 16 to 10 anyways. Yeah, you do like blocking down in the race this much, but putting a checker on the 2 is pretty bad. So Dougie goes with sort of the better home field structure at worse block. Yeah, pretty reasonable. Alrighty, it looks to me like you get to keep good structure by hitting and duplicate ones very nicely. So I would have done what Barry did. Ugh. Yeah, I want to spring that checker, so I would enter with a 3 and then play 8 to 7. This is some 4 duplication here, though. Yeah, my play would have gotten smooshed. Okay. Guess to get that checker ready to spring. Good. And then Dougie needs, he's sort of overrunning the position a bit. Like he'd probably rather block 6s than 4s. But I guess, of course, he has to mess up his home board spares to do it. He deems it worthwhile. And then kind of a bad number by Dougie here. I don't know, what do you make the 2 or something? Okay, does it. I mean, score argues against hitting here, but I think it's not super dangerous. So if you play 20 to 17 to 16, it's just 2s and 1s that hit. And those are the numbers that enter also. So it doesn't, oh, he's got double 2s, Jesus. Yeah, I probably would have ended up doing what Barry did also, and similarly getting punished. Huh. This looks a little suspicious. Feels like there was something better there. 5 to 1. 11 to 7 maybe. I don't know. I'd have to take a good look at that one. Ooh, but Dougie seems to be making this blitz work. Oh my God! If he wins a backgammon here, that's awesome. Okay, he's likely not getting a backgammon though. All right, decent shot because he gets a step up. Barry really desperate for a 5. There's a lot of duplication here. A lot of 3 duplication, 2, 3, 4. Okay, keeps the builder alive for the 5. I like it. Gets to spring, the easy guy to spring. Gets a 3, no. Ugh. There's the anchor. Okay, I'd have to think a little bit about this. That's a good 6. Yeah, 3s are severely duplicated. Barry saw that quickly. Yeah, 7 to 1 is just purely bad there. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure. This looks okay, but you can get like a bunch of builders for the 5 point by playing 14 to 10, 8 to 6. For maybe like it's just a tiny bit of risk. And you do kind of want to aim at the 5 points. That was worth at least a look. Yeah, similarly here, I mean, 15 to 10, 7 to 6 looks right to me. I see. Maybe he's thinking about making the 9, but the nine's on a good point here with the 3-point made. You'd rather sort of focus builders on the 5, I think. Like the point 6 apart from one another don't really go well together. All right, so he keeps the anchor. Yeah, because he's not paying to the gammas, it's sort of reasonable to split there with the 3. But okay, Dougie deemed it worse game plan than crunching his board. Yeah, Barry got himself into a little bit of trouble with that last play. It looked like he kept a 7 prime when he should have played something more flexible. There's only 6 numbers on the dice. Yeah, this play she just between 9 to 7, 9 to 6. But he will win this and win the match, most likely. Made it a little harder than it needed to be. And he's got a little bit of chance, I guess. Say 4 to 2 here. Yeah, good. Good. So I believe this was the finals, 9-9 point match. Ooh, 2-1-2-1? No. All right, good match. Congrats to Barry. Good job, Dougie, for making it this far. Getting another point in the points race. That looks like a very well played match. Look at these PRs, 2, 2, and 3. They're very nice. Very nice, very nice. Okay, so we can take a quick look. I don't want to go through the whole match or anything, but maybe we can take a look at the last couple of games or something. And then my XG just crashed. So give me 1 sec, we can get this started. Okay, so let's just put Barry on the bottom as we were watching. So what happened in this first game? Someone won an 8-bagger. So where's the cubes? There's no cubes here. Where's the cubes? Oh no, I'm sorry, that was game 2. Okay, so the cube is here. Okay, yeah, good double, good take. Yeah, this is pretty standard, right? White rolled to 6-6, and has one other improvement. One kind of big improvement. And black has done some stuff, but not a ton. So this is sort of typical double take-ish after an early 6-6. Oh, this is tricky. I see. Yeah, apparently it's double probably pass, but the pass is very close. I mean, okay, black has 2 men trapped, right? And he doesn't have his board together. Yeah, so this would normally argue for a pretty solid take. 2 guys trapped, 2 guys on the roof, but they're not closed out yet. Oh, hey Steve, good to see you. Yeah, I probably would have ended up taking this too, but the problem is the checker on the 1 point is sort of prohibitive here. Like you move that anywhere else, like anywhere on white's position, I think this becomes a pretty big take. This might be surprising if you haven't seen this sort of thing before, but the blot on the ace point I think matters a ton here. Like it just makes it so much harder, like when white gets lucky, it makes it so much harder for white to convert with this blot on the ace point. Also, it's quite gammonish because white still has these 4 checkers in the outfield when he gets closed out. But yeah, you just put it like here or something. It went from like a marginal. Okay, it doesn't matter as much as I thought it would matter. But yeah, it does swing the decision. I see. For money. Yeah, I guess for money it's more take-ish. Because I guess because losing 8 is so bad, and the 9-point match. Hmm. Yeah, tough position though. Oh, hey Barry. Yeah, well played match. Both of you actually, and congrats. And I was looking at how you ended up winning an 8-bagger in the first game. So I assume you won a gammon after getting this good double in. Which I honestly I might have taken that too as Dougie, but apparently computer thinks it's a very close pass. Yeah, nice 6-5 right away. Now you'd be too good if you hadn't doubled, right? So it's sort of a good time to double when you did it, because you roll a single 6, it goes 6 dance and it's too good. With you owning the cube. Good. And then you win a gammon. Yeah, I wanted just to take a look at the last couple games. Yeah, Dougie did remember to double right away, which was nice, and you always had to take. Yeah, this I thought was a little suspicious. Um, often like the plays can be like sort of close, whether to make the 5, the 3, the 10, or maybe even the 21 if you have the 24-point made. What would have made me found the right play? What would have made me find the right play here is the fact that you have 6 on the midpoint, right? So that makes me think, okay, 2 of them are probably going to be 13 to 10. And then, like, I would have also thought, okay, I get to keep my 8-point and unstack the somewhat heavy 6-point. So I would have found the computer play here. Um, so your play looks okay. But yeah, just leaving 6 guys here isn't great. Okay, you run correctly. You hit correctly. So yeah, 6-4 is a good number. 6-3. Yeah, I was wondering about leaving checkers in the outfield here, but I think you correctly surmised it was too many shots. Yeah, wouldn't have been sure about this one. Like, he's got a blot in his board, right? So maybe you have some license to do this. The problem is it's going to lose more gammons, right? So the score it doesn't make much sense. Double match point. I bet the computer would like this. 4-1, great shot. 4-4, yeah, good number, good play, I believe. 6-1, yeah, 6-1. I would have played this a little differently, also. Obviously you're thinking, okay, he's got a pretty decent position, so you want to play safely, which is true. It's just a little too destructive to go behind the open point here. And now this 4-point's going to stay open. Well, actually, at the time, I think I had this. Maybe I had the score wrong. I was thinking you could benefit from a gammon here, but the gammons only go the other way. So yeah, you do this. You leave extra shots, but you play 13 to 6 like this. You leave extra shots, but it's just 4-1-1-1. So there's only 3 extra shots, and you keep a much better front position, and you clear the midpoint, which you need to clear. So the computer says it's sort of clearly worth it. But anyways, you start bringing it home. This is a slight error, right? Yeah, you want to play. So you play 9 to 7 correctly, and then you want to leave a 4-4 because that only happens 1 out of 36. As opposed to a 4-5, which happens 2 out of 36, right? So you left him an unnecessary shot here. Now it's true that like 4-4 is sort of a better hit number for him than 4-5, I think. But 2.7% is 2.7%. Also, you want the spare in the 6 and not the 5, but I guess that's pretty minor. 4-1, yeah, it's pretty ugly, but you got nothing else. You have to leave a shot. He hits you. He should play this a little bit more aggressively to make a 5 prime, I think. Yeah, he's sort of concentrating on the inner board points where maybe he should be concentrating more on the 7, I think. Sort of easier to make the 7 safely, and it's a solid 5 prime when he makes it. 1-6, so I bet you were excited about that 1-6. Yeah, 1-1, and then he plays it fine. Yeah, wants to close out here. Getting the second checker is no big deal. Same here, but he wins anyways. Bar 18, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure I saw this at the time, but yeah, hitting is might even be good. Getting hit might even be good for White because he might get to upgrade his back game position, and obviously you're giving up the 20 point to do it. So he wants to play 6-4, threatening to make the 4 points, which is a point you want to make. I guess he is hitting if he can, but he does have to give up an anchor to hit with the 3. All right, 6-3 is good here. Yeah, I probably would not have done this. I think I would have played bar 24, 18-15, which I think you did look at. I would have done this duplicated 3s somewhat. I see what you're thinking. You want to keep him from, you want to keep him from making the 5 point, and you want to keep him from upgrading his anchor. So you make this tactical strike, which the computer does agree with. A good play by Dougie here. 2-2. This does everything. Okay. Wasn't sure about hitting or not there with the 5. Apparently it's pretty close. Yeah, bar 16. Yeah, so you play bar 21, and then the computer wants to hop out, keeping everything sort of fluid, not worrying too much about getting hit when you have the 5 point anchor and the White only has a 1 point board. Oh, I remember this. Yeah, I was also thinking, like, you want to do this not only to keep the checkers kind of fluid, but you want these checkers alive for building like the 11, 10, and 9 points. Right, because White has all these checkers back. There's sort of a big premium on forming like a blocking structure. So in some sense, playing 13-8 kills a checker. Like, it's usually a good place for a spare checker, right? The 8 points, but not here. It's not a good place for a checker here because it's so important to build these outside points to constrain all these White checkers. Anyway, so Dougie rolls 6-6 and just chooses a completely different game plan from the back game, which the computer doesn't like. 20-12 versus making the 3. I don't know. It's possible I would have made the 3 also. The one problem with this is he comes in low, and White's maybe happy to come in low, causing him more problems down the line. Yeah, nothing better than that. 5-3, 20-12, 5-1, 7-1 versus giving up the 8 points. Yeah, I don't know about this one. This is pretty ugly. I might have not done this either. Computer does not like 7-1. Oh, 12-6. Yeah, 12-6 is okay. 12 point doesn't have a lot of value except it doesn't get hit. You don't get hit on the 12 point if you keep that point, obviously. But yeah, I guess that is better than 7-1. It's similar. It is slightly more shots, but 4 more shots, I guess. But you keep nice structure. You keep nice spares. And 12 point doesn't really have any value here, I guess. No, not much, anyways. I guess as good as a connection point to these back checkers. All right, 12-9, 9-8. Gaining in the race, duplicating 1s, which is nice. Unfortunately, he rolls a 1. All right, this is pretty close. Yeah, coming in. One benefit of coming in here is I think you are interested in getting this checker moving in the near future, so it's good to sort of be at the edge of the prime. Would your play's a little safer? Good. Good. 8272. Yeah, I might have done what Dougie did also. Leave a shot for better position. Not that it's a good position though. Yeah, this wasn't completely obvious to me, but I think I would have found the hits. It's a little scary due to the score because you are upping White's gammons, but it just didn't look like the attack was that potent if you did what you did. 20 to 17 to 16, 2s and 1s back, 2s and 1s of the entering numbers, and it's only a 3-point board. And okay, it rolls 5-1 here and hits you, and you have a million return shots. But he does punish you for making the right play. This 2-2 looked a little funny, but apparently the computer does like Dougie's play okay. Although 11, it does prefer 11 to 3, keeping a better structure. What about I was thinking like 5 to 3 to 1, 11 to 7. No, actually that doesn't look good. Yeah, I was thinking like this was a candidate, but no, the structure is really ugly. And then you do end up surviving this onslaught. Yeah, good play here, duplicating 3s. Yeah, well, at the end you were a little bit sloppy, I thought. You don't want to give away the game once you have it all locked up. Your play has merit here, though, because it's completely safe, right? You're averse to leaving the 2 shots. On the other hand, you do kind of need to fill in the 5-point, right? So this is pretty good. It also means that maybe White can't split with some stuff that he would normally want to split with. Maybe. So the computer's saying this is worth the 2 shots versus your play. Actually, there are some hits here, but they're not that good. Oh, I see. But you're making this nice outfield assets. I get it. Yeah. No, this is pretty reasonable. This play has a lot of merit. Okay, so once again, you play completely safe. But again, it is okay to like load up the builders for a couple shots. Oh yeah, I guess you should do this though. If you're not going to leave anything, 7 to 6 is a little attractive. Spare in the 6 is usually where you want that spare. Because he might split. Say he rolls a 3-1 here, which actually might have been what he rolled. Say he rolls a 3-1 here after your play. Since he can't be gammoned at the score, and he's well up in the race, it is actually right to split with a 3-1 here. So what I'm thinking is that makes the builder like this pretty valuable, right? So if he still splits here, you have 3 builders for the 5 as opposed to 2 builders for the 5. And it might even deter him from splitting. But let's see what happened. Okay, no, he didn't roll a 3-1 right away, but if he did, I think splitting's a little better for the win, even though he gets attacked. He still has a 4-point board. Yeah, it's better for the win. So I guess it's not close. So I guess he is supposed to split even here. I'm sorry, that wasn't the actual position. Yeah, so you split here. You still split here, although of course it's closer because it's more dangerous to split. Yeah, similar stuff here. Oh, I see. Yeah, you're concentrating on making the 9 point. Yeah, but the 9 point's not a good point here because you have your 3 point made, and those 2 points don't form. Those don't form 2 points in the same six prime. So the points six apart from one another tend not to be valuable. Like you'd rather have like the 11 point here or whatever. So that's why the computer doesn't like your plan of like slotting the nine here. And then it probably doesn't like making the nine here either. It wants to load up the builders again. And then yeah, here you want to be a little more flexible, but it's no big deal. This is better than this. Bear goes a little deep, and you have two checkers on the same point, which limits your options in the future. So you want those checkers on different points. So probably this would have played better. Maybe not actually. A little bit. It would have played a little better maybe. Yeah, the spares end up pretty low, which is a little ugly. 5-5, but you get a nice 5-1. Good. Yeah, like I said, yeah, pretty well played. Low PR overall. Well played. And Dougie played quite well also, obviously. But yeah, congrats. I think you've won. You probably won 2 tournaments so far, Barry. Doing better than me, I believe. Anyways. Yeah, well, yeah, you're welcome, Steve. Yeah, thanks. And I did see your email, Steve. So I'll respond to you shortly. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you guys playing out of this, and I will see you next time.